Hey.
Just imagine if my face froze like that, like it was freezing before. That would have
Oh,
been
okay.
awesome.
I want to see who would hold it longest. Yeah. How you been, man? I mean,
Yeah.
other than the bad shit, how you been?
Other than death, um, yeah, yeah, I'm all right. I'm okay. Yeah, it's been a week, but a good week in a lot of ways.
Yeah. And look at that shirt. Look at that.
Look at that shirt. Look at that shirt.
Man. I got to figure out how to get that shit going. I have added more episodes to the iTunes stuff.
Oh, cool.
I added like maybe 4 more. It takes time. You have to, it's a lot of work. You have to create a new
Right.
icon. I mean, it's not like just boom boom and it's done. So
Right. Yeah.
I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
Well, you're a hardworking man, and we appreciate everything you do, Sean.
Well, what episode is this? Would this
I
be?
think it's 31 because wasn't the live 130?
I think you're right. So episode 31, 31.
Welcome to
Yeah.
episode 31.
I'm sorry this hasn't been as frequent as usual, and I hate to say it's only going to get worse. It's only going to get less because I'm starting to feel the weight of the world coming back. And
yeah, are you?
Oh my God. It's like I've been so busy, like getting ready for conventions that are coming and constantly getting hit by promoters to, there's a whole new set of things I didn't really even think about until now, is all these new things I have to do because of protocol.
Yeah.
And I now have to find out from each individual guest client, what are you comfortable doing? Are we doing pictures at the table? Are we not doing mask on, mask off? But I mean, it's creating a whole new set of work.
Welcome to my world, dude. Shooting a movie now.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first. I mean, I've shot stuff since all this, but this is the first one that I've had to deal with COVID protocols to the degree, because we have multiple people in makeups and I need multiple artists, and you can't just, they added 3 makeups tomorrow, so we have to add 3 artists. You can't just do that. Get people into the quarantine, and then you have to get them into testing cadence, and that takes a week. So if you want to, anything you plan has to be a week in advance, whereas it used to be, we need that now, and you do it. It's all different. The shields and the masks and the this and the protocols and the who's vaccinated, who's not vaccinated. It's like you said, it's a whole nother job on top of the job.
And I didn't really think about it until it's all starting to happen. I've had a few clients in conventions, but I haven't been at any. And This is the first one I'm going to is in 2 weeks in Florida. Because I'm doing that right after Atlanta. I'm driving to Florida, and I'm starting to realize, I don't know what they're comfortable with, and each person's different. Some people are like, I'll take pictures with fans. Other people are like, no, they're not going to be. They're going to be on the other side of the table, right? I make the signs for the tables, like what the price is. I don't know. Are we doing selfies? Are we not doing selfies? I mean, if we do professional photo ops, is it mask on, mask off? Is there going to be plexiglass? And that's the other thing. All the clients are asking me what the show protocols are. All the show protocols are different. So I'm getting confused. Like, what are they doing? Oh shit, I don't remember. Were they plexiglass? Are they doing? I don't. Everybody's different, and it's making my life a nightmare. And I'm like pondering retirement all of a sudden. I'm like sitting there going, can I just quit? And is that possible?
Yeah, I've pondered that myself the past month or two. But you know what? We'll it's kind of exciting that conventions are starting to come back. I would like to attend some. I was just thinking that the other day. I was like, man, I miss conventions. I would like to go to 1 or 2 or something, We'll still do the show. I'm hoping that we could still do the show and find time to do the show and try to do it as frequent as we can. This last little bit has been tough, between work COVID and my father dying, which was different, and I had to go to Pittsburgh and bury him, which was tough, but good in a lot of ways, not to bring all this up, but it's a good thing. It's, you have closure and stuff. So if you're out there and you're estranged from a parent or something, stitch that shit up is what I'm going to tell you right now. Cause you never know how it's going to affect you, but it was all good. It was a good week. It was a beautiful service, and he had a good service and put a lot of stuff to rest besides him, put a lot of stuff to rest. So it's good. I feel like a kind of a different guy now. So it's good. It's a good thing. And but we're still going to try to do the show. Still want to do the show. And
yeah, I mean, I think doing the show isn't obviously our schedules. That'll be, but I mean, a couple hours to do this, no big deal. For me, it's all the time editing. And that's
sure. Yeah,
where I'm gonna run into not having.
Well, maybe I can pick up some of that slack and try to help with that. So I'll do my best. Maybe not.
I can barely get you on the phone. I don't see.
I know. Well, I'm done with this movie in June ish sometime.
And I'm excited. I get to see you in a week.
I know. I'm going to see my pal Sean next week, and
next Saturday we're going to get together and do some fun stuff. Yeah, we're going to, which I won't reveal here for fear of people showing up where we're going to do fun stuff. Not that we don't want to see you, but we don't.
Just we love you,
but we really don't want to see you.
We need our alone time. It's funny. I was just enjoying my Scream Factory.
Ooh.
Friday the 13th box set. When I got back from Pittsburgh, I popped this on and have been watching it.
How far are you into the box set?
I started 6. I was like a quarter of the way into 6 or something like that. Yeah. Okay. And I also, whenever I have time, I'm going to watch my Motel Hell.
Ooh. Motel yes. Hell.
Yes. But yeah, it's speaking of Friday the 13th, and wasn't it yesterday or something? The 41 years ago, the first one came out.
Was it? I don't remember.
I think it was yesterday. It was an anniversary. Yeah.
Wow.
So
happy 41st. And I know that the anniversary of part 2 was like a week ago. Everybody was posting about
That's right. Yes, that's right. Yes.
And happy Mother's Day to everybody, even though when you see this, it'll have passed. But today's Mother's Day.
Right. Happy Mother's Day. Talked to my mom this morning.
I, too, talked to your mom this morning. No, I mean, my mom.
How's she doing?
She said, tell Chris not to call me anymore. And I said, okay. So we got a lot to cover. We
do.
It was like thinking about doing a guest for this show was like, we got so much to get through because we had all those questions we didn't get to on the live episode because we were reading the live ones. So we've got 2 episodes worth of questions. So I'm really going to skim. I also have a bunch of notes of things I wanted to talk about. We have gifts, which I was going to ask you because the Shamrock Shake and should I bring these to Atlanta?
Sure.
And we
are we going to shoot something?
And we could crack them open. How about this?
Are we going to shoot a show while you're here?
You see this?
Yeah.
Fast Times at High. It's
nice.
It's a fresh lime sour ale.
Oh.
Sounds better than the Shamrock Shake.
Yes, as long as there's no peanuts in it. Well, people reach out to me on Instagram and go, hey, I want to send you this cool pumpkin thing from Halloween I made, or I want to send you a figure, or I want to send you this. And I don't want to give them my home address, and I don't want to give them your address, so I got a P.O. box. Okay. Besides, Stephanie needed a P.O. box for her business. So.
Okay. Well, I mean, if you want to give it out for people to, send you specific stuff, I'm fine with that. Like if they want to send you gifts, so I'm not getting them all.
Well, I'll tell you what we'll do is if you have a lovely gift or something that you've made that's awesome and you want to send it to me, DM me on Instagram. I'll give you my P.O. box. You can send it to my P.O. box. So let's do that. Boom.
I got
free shit.
I got this from Michael Mazzy. He sent us the TV brick.
TV brick.
So
I love that.
So we each got one, and we have a spare as well.
Excellent.
I probably will just wait till you get back to give you this, unless you want me to bring your TV brick to.
No. I don't need to be lugging shit back to LA. I already have enough stuff to take back to LA. So
thank you, Michael. We appreciate that.
Thanks, Michael.
We also, let's see. I think I showed you these, but we were just talking. I don't think we put it on the show. We got a package from Terry Oleson. Sean and Christopher, first, just wanted to say thanks for all you guys do. It's deeply appreciated. Would you be able to sign the thing with two heads photo, as I'm going to add it in the photo taken? I hope I already sent that to him. I think I did. Here's a Canadian staple for you and Christopher to snack on, since they're not available in the States. Hope you like them. I'll bring these with me because I want to eat these. We'll have
Are these the Cheeto things?
Yeah, we'll have them with our beer.
Yeah, those are good.
Cheesies.
Yeah, those are good. I've had those.
Okay, great. I'm bringing these with me. We'll have them in Atlanta. Your Horrors Hallowed Grounds episodes are fantastic. My favorite being the H3 locations and the remake of the Myers Mask with Tommy Lee Wallace. I'm grateful for the opportunity to express heartfelt appreciation for both of your contributions. Sean, for your tireless commitment, and Christopher, for your totally insane talent. You both bring excitement and insight while being totally down to earth. I'm looking forward to a better and hopefully healthier year. All the best to you and your families. Take care, Terry.
Thank you, Terry. That's awfully nice of you, Terry. Thank you.
Terry is the man.
Terry's the man.
Terry is the man. And let's see, we got some other goodies here. Now, some of these, I can't remember if I showed them or not. I don't think I did. And they're starting to get mixed up, so I'm a terrible host. Sean and Christopher, loving the show. You both have created such an amazing escape from the day-to-day routine. I have the best time tuning in and hearing all the stories of movies past. I have a get off my lawn for you. People who don't yield drive me insane. They read yield as speed up and cut off. Morons. Well, actually, I have one for you. I hate when you get to a yield sign and it's like merging onto like another road, and the merge lane yield has its own lane, but they stop and wait for the traffic. It's like, motherfucker, you have your own lane. Keep going. Do not stop.
It's a merge lane.
Yeah,
it's there for you to merge.
Yeah, it's not a stop sign. I hate people. I just hate people. Anyway, I've included a couple magnets for you guys, just a small way to give back for all the time and dedication you both give to us all. I'm sure I speak for us all when I say that we totally appreciate and respect you both. Thanks, and stay safe. Dave Gibson. And he sent some thing with two heads magnets.
Oh, cool.
Are those cool? Yeah.
Yeah, those are cool. Thanks, man. That's awfully nice of you.
Yeah.
Wow. Thank you.
Sean and Christopher, loving the podcast and appreciate the effort you both put into it. I also like the free stuff.
We all like free stuff.
Says I enclosed a $20 bill for your time and effort. Sean can have a Diet Coke and smile at Mickey D's, and Christopher can have the first bottle of white wine Kirkland has to offer at Costco. Take care, keep up the good work, and thanks again, Justin. So I must have spent that 20 already, but I'll get you that bottle of Kirkland.
No, that's okay. I'm actually lightening up on the drinking too. I'm changing some things in my life.
Uh-oh.
So yeah, it's all good stuff. It's all healthy, good stuff, man.
I'm actually on a diet.
Good for you. You don't need to be.
I do. I do.
So do I.
Hello, Christopher and Sean. This is Larry from New York. Just want to say I love your show. The Thing with Two Heads. I never miss a show. I watch you and Chris all the time. I'm always enjoying your behind-the-scenes stories you guys tell. Christopher, I love your work on Halloween and really look forward to your work on Halloween Kills and future movies.
Yes.
I would really love a picture of you both, the severed heads, blah, blah, blah. Did that already. You should have it by now. Sean, not sure if you remember, but you owe me a few stickers from Monster Mania Con 42. You said, look for me later, and when I found your table, you'd already ran out. Hey, bro, can't help it if I'm popular, bro.
You snooze, you lose, bro.
Yeah. Hopefully, once things get back to normal, I'm hoping you can get Christopher Nelson here to Jersey for a Monster Mania Con. Looking forward to seeing you again, Sean, and to one day meeting you, Chris. Thank you both. Larry, by the way, here are 4 stickers for you from Gorak Army military events that I do, and a Myers decal. That is special guest,
Nick Castle.
No. It's special guest, Nay.
Hi, Nay.
We're in the middle of a podcast.
I'll just call back.
Okay, love you. I knew she'd hate that. So he sent this. It's a dog, Gorik.
Okay.
This is the military thing he was talking about.
All right.
And a Myers decal.
Oh, look at that. Thank you, Larry. Larry, right?
Yeah, I don't know if this is a big Myers decal too.
Oh yeah, it is. Wow, look at that.
Yeah.
Does that go in your car? Where's that go?
That ain't going on my car. That big pearlescent Michael Myers on my car. I don't need that in my life. But thank you. Those are very cool, man. Those are very cool.
Yeah.
Now this one dude has sent us a couple packages, man. Dave Gibson. He's back. Dave Gibson is back.
He's back. Hi, Dave.
He sent two completely different types of writing, but it's the same dude.
That's
multiple personality disorder.
It is.
Sean and Christopher, hello again. I sent out the thing with two heads magnet. He's the guy who did the thing with two heads magnet, and immediately thought, why not send something they would like? So mini movie posters magnets. I do graphic design, sign making for a living, and love doing things like this. So the thing, Shawshank, are for Christopher, and Dazed and Confused at Terror Train are for you, Sean. Enjoy, guys. P.S. Ever thought of taking a long trip up to Maine for a Horror's Hall Grounds filming locations, a pet cemetery? You could also visit Stephen King's house. Yes, I've been meaning to do that someday. I'll get there. So these are for you, Chris. He's got some cool magnets.
Nice.
And these are mine. I get Terror Train and Dazed and Confused.
Nice. Thanks, Dave. That's super cool. I love it. I love it.
He's not done.
Dave's not done.
No.
He's the gypsy. He's the gypsy. The gypsy. Dave Gypsy. The gyp.
Sean, Christopher, guys, can't tell you how much I love your show. Yeah, clearly, this is like the third letter, right? You guys are hilarious, and the way you keep us informed and entertained is second to none. When I'm at work, I put in my earbuds, fire up an episode, and productivity goes out the window. Just kidding. Speaking of work, I made these decals for your collections. Hope you enjoy. Get Off My Lawn is one of the best creations in podcasts. Big fan. Keep being the best, Dave Gibson. So he got a bunch of these. Look at these, all these Get Off My Lawn. There's these. There's a bunch of those. Cool. And then there's
that's awesome.
We each get us each a set. So
that's awesome.
Yeah,
thanks,
those are
Dave.
Cool. Yeah, Dave,
cool.
those are really funny. I like those.
Yeah, those are great. Get off my lawn.
Let's see. Sean and Christopher, love the show. I wondered if I could get a Thing with Two Heads poster and some stickers. Well, it's a mini poster. It's an 8x10 poster. And I'm sure you already have it by now because I'm on it. 2 questions for each of you. Favorite zombie movie? Dawn of the Dead for me.
That's a good one. Yeah, either original Dawn of the Dead or Night of the Living Dead. I love Night of the Living Dead so much.
Same here. So. Favorite horror directing style? Fast paced or slow ratchet up the tension? I'm slow.
I'm a slow.
Okay.
I'm very slow.
Guest idea. Rob Bottin, the Thing effects designer. Yeah, that's a great idea. Good luck.
Great idea. Didn't think of that one. No.
If anyone can bring him out of retirement, you can. Thanks and be safe. Paul Hausenauer. Hassenauer.
Hassenpepper.
Hersenpepper.
Thanks, Paul.
Frickin'.
Thanks, Paul.
Thank you, Paul. Hey, guys, I just wanted to send you a note and express to both of you how great the show is. As a small token of my appreciation, I have enclosed 2 stickers for all that you do. My friends and I keep coming up with different ways to say Devil times 5 for some good laughs.
5.
Stay safe, and hopefully you guys can be at some cons soon. Todd Hodges sent us Devil's times 5
Oh,
stickers.
Nice. Thank you, Todd. That's awesome. Devil times 5.
Oh, my God. Have I even opened these? Mr. Gibson has sent us even more. We each got our own. The Gypster.
The Gypper.
The Gypamaster. Man, Dave, you're going crazy, bro. This one is addressed directly to me.
Oh.
Sean, I know you have your own as well. Sean, I know I keep sending the same stuff, but I think these look a lot better with the matte finish. Plus, there's a few more for you. I'm sending Christopher's in a separate envelope. Enjoy, good sir, Dave. So he sent geez, Bride of Frankenstein,
Nice.
The Fog,
Oh, nice.
Halloween 3. These are all
Ooh,
magnets.
lovely.
Night of the Creeps,
That's cool.
Halloween.
Oh, what's that movie?
I don't know. Friday 13th, part 1 and 2.
All the greats. All the great movies. Yeah.
Terror Train, Days the Confused, and Jaws.
Nice.
So
nice. Thanks, Dave. Wow.
I don't know what I'm gonna do with all these magnets now. I got to get another fridge. And then let's see what you got. I haven't opened yours. Let's see.
Dear Chris, what kind of underwear do you wear, if any?
Yours is hard to open. Let's see.
And if it's written in cutout magazine letters, I don't want you to read it.
That's you sure? Those are the fun ones. Oh, it looks like let's see.
Pretty clown man, pretty.
This
is the Zodiac speaking.
Yeah. Christopher, hello. I just wanted to let you know that I love your work and I'm really enjoying the show. I hope you guys are getting sick of the magnets. I just thought these matte finish magnets look so much better. Anyway, thanks for all the fantastic episodes. Can't wait for more. Take care, Dave Gibson. Well, Dave, you're just prolonging the episode from really starting because we're having to just read your letters for but it looks like you got pretty much all the exact same ones except
we started already.
I know. You know what I mean. I'm just fucking around. The only difference is it looks like you didn't get a Dazed and Confused. You got another Shawshank, but you got all the same ones I got.
Love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dave. That's amazing. Going back to the convention vibe, I'm excited. I know that it's a giant headache for you probably, but I'm excited for conventions again. I'm excited to go.
I'm excited to see my friends. I'm excited to see the people that, the vendors and the usual people that I used to see all the time. And the fans, although I think it might be tougher to recognize people now with the, I have this sort of beaming sort of, people recognize me because of that, but I don't know. We'll see.
I'm excited. I wish I could promote. I have movies coming out. I have movies coming out next month. Fear Street starts.
Yeah.
The Fear Street movies, which I haven't heard a peep about, but they showed a little blurb of it on a Netflix preview thing. I'm hoping everyone tunes into the Fear Street movies because I think they'll be fun.
Which this kind of brings up a comment from Brandon Gregory. And you feel free to respond to this how you wish.
Okay.
It shocks me that Christopher still can't talk about the Australian movie. Just about everybody knows what it is, especially since he's publicly attached to it, and he even has an IMDb credit for it.
Well, I'll tell you why. First of all, because the IMDb thing I can't control. Stuff goes up there. I don't put that stuff up there. It just pops up.
Doesn't the studio? And they must.
The studio probably does it, or somebody. Yes.
So if they did that, can't you say that you?
No, because I can't say it because I signed an NDA.
Oh.
I signed an NDA and it doesn't matter until that thing comes out. I'm under, especially on a public platform. I mean, look, if you and I are talking and you're like, hey, what were you doing in Australia? I'd probably tell you, but
it's John 5.
John 5. Hi, John 5.
Let me tell him I'll call him back.
Take it.
Hey, man.
He's a special guest on the show now.
Where was I? Oh, yeah. You were talking about how you can't talk about shit. Okay. Brandon Gregory also commented that it's not horror, but I've always been disappointed that Gross Point Blank never got an official sequel. I agree with that. That's one of my favorite movies.
That's a good one.
And I plan on doing a locations thing on that one eventually.
That's a good one.
We had one more letter before we move on to questions. Hi, Sean and Chris. I've watched all the episodes and love the show. I also watch all your other content. Collection Complete. Collection Complete's not me. I was a guest on that, but you might mean The Collection, which is my thing. Horror's Hollow Grounds. I would love a signed Thing with Two Heads picture. You already have it. You're welcome. Sean, I met you a couple times in the East Coast shows, Monster Mania, Living Dead Weekend, and look forward to seeing you guys at future shows. Hopefully Chris does some shows. Keep up the great work, guys. Also interested to hear what you guys think of the Riddick movies, Pitch Black, Chronicles of Riddick, and Riddick. I thought these movies were badass. Thanks, Sean and Chris. Doug Little. I think I've only seen Pitch Black. I don't think I watched any of the other ones.
Yeah, I haven't. I haven't watched any of those. I don't think I ever even saw Pitch Black.
Well, there you go. There's our answer. Sorry to disappoint you. Melted 7, congrats on the 30th episode, good sirs. Here's to many more.
Dude, check it out. Check it out. That's all I got. That's pretty cool.
Fucking David Copperfield. Sean Sizemore, I'm glad you're finally putting the episodes on Apple Podcasts. I'm going back and listening to episodes again. Just wondering if Nick Castle ever gets his Myers mask off that styrofoam head. Thank you both for the autographed picture and stickers. Looks great in my horror-themed living room. Well, he put something over the styrofoam head, like a cloth or something.
Yeah, like a bag. Put a
bag or something. I don't know. Yeah. So I was at Nick's house yesterday, actually.
How is Nikki?
Mr. Castle is doing fine. Oh, by the way, I want to give a shout out to Craig Phillips, who was one of our super chats in our last live episode, and I missed him. And I didn't, so he gets a shout out. Craig Phillips, we appreciate it, sir. Sorry I missed that.
Thank you, Craig.
And by the way, we were talking about how we're like, where is Nick? And as I was going, when I went back and went through the episode, he did comment we missed him.
Did he really?
Yeah, he did. We missed him.
Oh, that's too bad.
He probably felt a little, let down. He didn't say anything to me. But
let's call him up. Let's get him on here.
Okay, how about a few get off my lawns, since it's a popular subject.
Do you have a few?
I do.
What hit me?
Okay. What is the deal?
What's the deal?
I mean, what's going on? When you go to the public bathroom and people have done graffiti in the bathroom, right?
Okay. All right.
A public restroom. Who are the people doing carved graffiti in the toilet seats?
Right.
I mean, what
people that went to Chipotle? I don't know.
But you've seen it, right? Where they'll carve some gang name into the fucking toilet seat,
Sure.
Like, really? You're gonna hold on to a toilet seat that everybody's been shitting and pissing all over?
You tagged it. You tagged a shitter.
I mean, I don't get that. It's like that.
I don't get graffiti at all. I don't get even.
I don't either.
Drawing. I don't get going into a stall and you see, and it's always a dick or something. What is with guys drawing dicks in bathroom stalls and shit? What is your deal?
Or when they draw some, I guess it's supposed to be kind of cholo gang looking shit that you just cannot read.
Right.
It's like, what is the purpose of the tag? No one can read.
Yeah, I don't even know what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Okay.
So there's that one. There's also there's a Cleaners by my house. Now, mind you, I never really go to this Cleaners, but it's right next door to a Subway that I go to a lot. And every time I go to the Subway, the Cleaners, the open sign is lit up, the neon open sign. The open sign that's on the door that's just a flip over thing says open, but there's always a piece of paper that says, be back in 20 minutes or some shit. It's like, Can't you just shut the things? I mean, you're not open.
Flip the sign and turn it off.
Yeah.
I think they do that if you arrive there and you're like, oh, it's open. And then it says, we'll be right back. If they just had it closed, then the person's going to go, oh, they're closed today. I'm not coming back. And they'll leave and not come back. This is that sly, sneaky way of going.
Yeah,
we'll
but it's
right
bullshit.
Back.
But that's the thing. If you're going to the Cleaners and you pull up and you see a note on the door, you're going to read it. You don't need to be sucked in with the open sign.
Right.
I don't know. I think it's false advertising.
Take you to the Cleaners.
Also, what is going on lately with...
What's the deal?
I mean, what's going on with all this political correctness? It's like... lately I've been hearing all this stuff about new words you can't say, and it's getting ridiculous, man. I mean, stuff like lately I've been hearing a big thing about Native Americans, like you can't say spirit animal anymore, that's offensive. That if you say, oh, something's my spirit animal, like, oh, that's our thing, and you don't know what that's about, and that's offensive.
Oh, is that because they're considering cultural appropriation or something?
Yeah, culture. Yeah. You can't say, oh, let's have a powwow. Powwow, bad word now.
Right.
Dude, I don't even know what to call people anymore. Can you call somebody? Can you call a Native American even an Indian anymore, or is that?
I don't know.
Where does it end? I mean,
Yeah.
where does it end? I mean, it's getting
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Yeah, that's a whole thing, and I guess that would have been a get off my lawn thing for me. Is that I'm fine, and maybe it's a generational thing, maybe it's a millennial thing. I don't know what it is, but I'm finding, especially with like a lot of programming, like if you watch any new series or even movies, but everyone's a whiny crybaby, first of all. Second of all, the entitlement and the people being mean to each other or rude to each other, but then them getting offended when you call them on their rudeness, like that's a huge thing for me now. And it's happening everywhere. Like someone's being a dick, right? And you go, "You're being a dick." And they go, "Oh, I can't believe you just said that." And they get really upset at you,
Mm-hmm.
And everybody's like, I'm noticing a lot of people when they don't get what they want, is that entitlement? When they don't get what they want, everyone's such a crybaby now. It's like, it's life. It's hard.
Yeah.
You're not going to always get what you want. And you can't walk around being a dick about it to other people, You're not even paying attention to me.
Yeah, I hear you. Another one, and it's funny because when you grow up and people say things and it's just a saying and you don't think about it and you don't know what it even means, but it becomes just part of your vocabulary. I'll give you an example because this happened a while ago, actually. But this sportscaster got in trouble for saying cotton picking minute, like wait a cotton picking minute. And it was he said something like, but it was in reference to an African-American player. And it was like, oh, you can't say that. And it's like, I mean, when I sit and I think cotton picking, okay, I guess I can see where that could be. But it's one of those things that I remember people saying that, and it never crossed my mind what it even meant. You just, you like, it just meant, wait a darn minute. That's what it meant,
Right,
I never thought about, you got to give some people a pass for things that they're ignorant about, because I was ignorant about that one. I never even thought, I don't use the term, but when I heard it, I knew what he meant, but now people are taking it another way, and you're the white devil and you need to be canceled. Have you
I do. I have no patience for ignorance, but I do believe that there can be a ignorance that can be corrected. Everyone can be corrected and change, just it's how you approach it. It's like, you don't have to be hostile about it. Just correct me or correct the person maturely and have them, like, give them the opportunity to make that adjustment and move on. It's very, that's it.
You watched anything new lately? I mean, other than the Friday the 13th?
I watched anything new? I haven't had a lot of time to sit and really watch anything new. I think we covered it on the live show. I think we talked about Mortal Kombat, didn't we? We talked about.
I think we talked about. We didn't talk about seeing it. I said I wanted to see it. I've seen it since then.
Oh, yeah, I saw it.
I thought it was fun. I mean,
did you like it?
It was exactly what I expected, really. I mean,
right.
I was entertained by it. I mean, it wasn't a great movie, but
right, yeah.
But it was exactly what I wanted from Mortal Kombat. I wanted gore fight scenes,
Right.
It was okay. I mean, I enjoyed it.
Yeah. I'm not a gamer, and I never have been a gamer, so I don't really relate to that whole thing. I get it as an entertaining action movie, sure. I wasn't crazy about it. It took me about 2-3 attempts to get through it. But I did like the Goro. I like that. Yeah. The Goro thing was cool. Other than that, it's like, I find, again, these things get so convoluted with look, it's Mortal Kombat. I'd have been happy if it was like, hey, there's this big tournament and a bunch of people enter it and then there's fighting. Like, I would have appreciated it better. I didn't need the whole, there's some kind of dragon tattoo branding thing that is handed down through the thing and this guy's family. And I was like, man, you don't need all that. Stop trying to give it more meaning than what it is. People are just tuning in to see the shit. You know what I mean? So.
I watched that Gacy documentary series, John Wayne Gacy.
How's that?
Very informative. Too long. It was something like 5 or 6 episodes when you probably could have condensed it all into 3. It got a little boring at times, but it was interesting to see, like, they used this final they did an interview with him in prison, and it was interesting to, I mean, you could just see that the guy was a master manipulator and a pathological liar, and it was interesting. I enjoyed it. I've also been watching all the new Creep Show episodes. I don't know if you've seen any of them.
No, how's that?
Actually, better. I think it might be better than the first season. There's a lot of fun stuff in there. There was one episode that I thought both episodes were not very good. I think episode 4, I think, which bums me out because Barbara Crampton's a good friend and I love her, but her episode I did not like. And there was it was whatever the other episode was that was attached to that one, because they were 2 in one episode. The last episode was really interesting. You should check it out. It was like an hour-long episode, and it stars Justin Long, and Nicotero directed it, and I think Dana Gould wrote it. And it's really cool, like, thing about like a VR thing where you get put in a movie. And the way they did it was very clever. I thought the ending was a little disappointing, but the way they basically put him in the movie Horror Express. And it was very clever how they did it. It looked really good. I think you should check that one out. And there's been some fun ones. There was a real fun one that was basically an Evil Dead homage thing, like that was straight up Ted Raimi playing Ted Raimi getting possessed with the Necronomicon, the whole I mean, it was a fun episode. It was just fun. There's been a lot of fun stuff this season. I watched Class of 1999 Part 2.
Oh.
Which I didn't even know existed.
Okay.
Oh my God. Is that a terrible film?
Like, I mean, terrible, first off, what would you equate it to? Like, terrible on the level of, like, say what? Like a Troll 2 terrible?
Almost. I mean, it's funny is because they show on the artwork, they show kind of the same stuff from Class of 1999, that sort of half android, torn up face, but the only time you see that in the movie is the flashback stuff from the previous film. There is no special effects in this movie at all. It's really a bad martial arts movie with this one guy who's supposed to be the final robot teacher who's keeping the kids in line. But then you find out he's not even a robot. He's just a guy that's mentally messed up, but knows kung fu. It's terrible. It's terrible.
Robot teacher to keep kids in line.
And all the students in this high school wear like colored jumpsuits,
Right. Yeah.
And the way they make the school look all run down, I'm not shitting you. They literally hung plastic sheeting on all the buildings and painted graffiti on the plastic sheeting.
Right. Because you can't. Yeah, I gotcha.
It is absolutely
it's no circuit. It's no circuitry, man, is what you're saying.
No. I also saw this Aubrey Plaza movie called Black Bear.
I was gonna watch that. How is that? Wait, what's that about? Maybe I did watch it.
She's a writer, and she goes to this Airbnb out in like the woods on a lake. And she's an actress who's writing a screenplay. She's also a writer.
I started watching that.
How far did you get?
I don't remember. That shows you that I didn't even remember that I started watching it. But I started watching it because I like Aubrey Plaza.
Me too.
And I was like, I started watching it. What the fuck is this movie? And I just turned it off. I don't know what happened.
Because it's basically, it's this couple that's living there, and then she is renting the room, and then an attraction starts between her and the woman's boyfriend, and she's pregnant with his child.
Yeah.
And this sort of paranoia, you're going to cheat on me with her, and then he does. But then halfway through the movie, it gets to a point where it just stops and it says like Part 2, and then it's role reversal, and the movie changes completely. The women are switched characters, and they're making this movie, and there's a film crew, and they're filming everything you just watched.
Right.
It's trying to be super, super clever, but it's
super heavy-handed.
Yeah, it was worth watching. But it was just kind of like, I kind of got into the movie up to the part where it stopped. It got pretty intense, and I was like, oh shit. And then it was like, boom, stop. No, doing it over differently. And I'm like, no, I wanted more of this. I was enjoying it. So that was a little disappointing for me. Oh, by the way, I want to say a note to anybody who wants stickers or a signed photo or whatever from us. PO box number is going to be down here. If you want a signed 8x10, send an envelope with the prepaid postage or the postage on it. I would suggest at least $2 worth of postage, because I end up coming out of pocket on every one of these.
Sean doesn't like that. Don't.
Sean doesn't like to come out of pocket. But do not send them in a bubble wrap envelope. If it's a bubble wrap, even though it's thin, the post office charges $5 and up for bubble wrap envelopes. It has to be a regular paper envelope. I will put cardboard in it so it doesn't get bent up, but no bubble wrap.
No bubble wrap, you guys.
No. We've had some deaths sent other than your father. Billy
Let's
Hayes.
Talk about death.
Let's talk about death. Billy Hayes, right, Witchy Poo from H.R.Pufnstuf and the Weenie Genie from Lidsville. She passed away. I didn't realize she was as old as she was. She was like 94, 95, something like that.
Oh, wow.
Because I met her like 20 years ago, and she looked young. She was tiny, but she looked like a little pixie. I didn't realize she was probably 75 when I met her. And Tawny Katane, which was a shock.
Tawny Katane, yeah. She was 59?
59.
59.
Yeah.
What did she die of? Do we know yet?
They haven't released it. She found at her home, and they haven't said, which, that means one of two things.
Drugs.
Overdose or suicide.
Yeah, right.
I mean, they should just say, because as soon as they don't say, you immediately go to those two. Well, she killed herself or drug overdose.
Well, I think it's speculation, and they can't do an official thing until an autopsy, and autopsies take a long time.
Well, we need to fast track that shit.
I know the fans have to know.
We got to know.
It's not enough that someone died. We have to know how and all the sordid details too.
Photos would be good too if we could have photos.
Jesus, this culture.
I know, right? I mean, we should get HD video instead of photos. I mean,
right.
So that's a bummer. I met her at a Chiller theater. She was a guest, and I had her sign the first 2 Rat albums because she appeared on the cover of the first 2 Rat albums.
Yep. First Rat album's good. Out of the Cellar's good album.
That's the second Rat album.
Oh, well, not counting the EP. I don't count the EP.
I'm counting the EP. I just said the first 2. Those are the first 2.
Album.
That's her legs. That's Tawny Katane's legs.
Sure. You want to get into semantics about it and wax
I do
about it. Fuck.
I do.
It's a fucking Rat album. Take it easy.
I don't know if you have this, but whenever you're looking through Instagram or Facebook or whatever, and somebody posts a photo with an old celebrity, before you read what it is, don't you immediately go to, oh shit, I hope they didn't die. I do that every time I see somebody post a picture with like an old...
Did they die?
Because as soon as someone dies, everybody's posting their pictures.
Posting shit, yeah.
So every time I see an elderly celebrity pop up in a photo with someone, I immediately kind of get the heart drop. Oh shit, they didn't die. Did they?
Right.
Oh good, they're alive. I don't know.
I guess you could call that a get off my lawn moment for me. I don't like the fact that, people post that shit. It's not just posting a photo, but like when someone does die, someone automatically has to post a photo of them with this person. Go, look, I met this person. They're dead now. Like, I don't understand that mentality. I don't know what
I'm guilty of that sometimes. I
just don't know what that is. What is that, do you think?
I think it's just a way of, if you're going to comment on, oh, I met them and they were so nice, and here's kind of when I met them, and
you don't think it's a deep-seated hidden parasocial
For me, it is,
thing.
but not for other people.
Right. Okay. Gotcha.
But, so this is funny. Check this out. So yesterday, we did a private signing with 4 of the cast members from Christine.
Cool.
And Bill Ostrander was there, who played Buddy Repperton.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know if some people know that he's been.
I'll make you wish you were never born.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
He was in politics. He ran for
Oh,
office.
wow.
Yeah. He ran for office not too long ago. I don't remember what position, if it was
In California?
in California. Yeah. Northern
Okay.
California is where he lives.
All right.
And so anyway, I had asked him about it. I said, "Oh, how did that go?" And he didn't win, unfortunately.
Mhm.
But he said the funniest part about the whole thing was the guy he was running against. His
Mhm.
name was Cunningham.
No, really?
Yeah.
That's funny.
And I was like, dude, you could have totally played that up. You could have just turned the character on and go, "You're going to vote for Cunningham?" You know,
that would have worked.
Yeah.
Does he still have the same hair? Does he still have that awesome hair?
No, he's got hair that's your color, but like super, like tight shaved to the
right.
But he's still jacked.
Is he?
Oh yeah,
That's
yeah.
Cool. I love that movie. I love
Oh,
Christine. Yeah. I think it's a great movie.
I had lunch with Malcolm Denari yesterday, who played Moochie.
Mhm.
Also from Popcorn and Heaven Help Us and the Matthew Broderick Godzilla. What else was Malcolm in? Lords of Discipline. He's been in a bunch of Flashdance. He's been in a bunch of stuff.
Right.
Anyway, he's going to be in my Christine episode of Horrors All Grounds. We're going to go back to where he gets chased. That'll be cool.
That's cool.
It's funny. I make notes of things to talk about, and sometimes I look at my notes and I go,
"We don't need to talk about that."
No, I go, I don't remember what the note is. Like I just write something vague down, and I'm like, I should remember that, and then it
says something like teacups.
No, you want to know what this says?
I was thinking teacups. Yeah, what's it say?
It actually says COVID crosswalk, and I think it was
what that is. I couldn't even begin to say. Is that a get off my lawn thing?
It might be.
You know what I hate? Crossing the street during COVID.
No,
what is the deal?
I think what that might have been was when you're. No, I don't know. I don't know what that means. I gotta pee. I'll be right back.
There you have it, folks. And done. COVID crosswalk. What would that mean? COVID crosswalk? Yeah. That dates it, don't you think? That dates the band. It's so 2020.
Well,
so 2020.
This shit could last a long ass time.
I hope not. COVID crosswalk. It could be I don't know. That would date the band though.
Yeah, I don't know what fuck COVID crosswalk meant. Maybe it'll pop in my head one of these days. I went to the new Camp Horror store at
oh yeah. How was that? At Mystic Museum?
Yeah, it was cool. It's cool.
Was it?
Yeah, I mean, it's basically they just added another section to their store. They expanded it to where I think wasn't it like a pet place next door?
I think so, yeah.
On the corner.
Yeah.
And now it's just kind of slasher camp themed merchandise in there. I don't really know if that can last like that. It's kind of just expand the store. You don't need to make it a theme, but whatever. It's cool. And then I saw the new Slashback exhibit, which was pretty much like the last one, but they had they actually put real movies in there this time, which is kind of cool to see all the old ones. And it was fun. I mean, I always go to support it, support our friends, Mr. Turek and the good folks at Mystic. Museum.
Yeah, Eric and Kiko.
I don't know them. I don't know them by name, but they always say hi to me and act like they know me when I come in there. So
they're good people.
Yeah. I bought a Groovy Ghoulies Bonaparte boxed Halloween costume. They had paid too much for it, but it's cool.
Right.
So we've been on here for a while already, and really haven't even got into these questions.
Questions. We got questions.
So
Are
what
you
I'll
saying
do?
you don't want to do the questions?
No.
Saying...
I'm gonna skim. I'm gonna look for good ones.
Look for the good ones.
Oh, Kevin writes and said, I got a new album recommendation for you guys. Gojira.
Oh, I heard them.
He said their album Fortitude is a great new album. Mario Duplanter, killer drummer.
Yeah, I heard them. Yeah, it's not bad. Yeah,
I'll check that out.
The other thing, going back, sorry not to interrupt you, going back to what, did I watch anything? I did watch that new Dave Grohl documentary, the one called What Drives Us.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
It's not bad. It's it's a bunch of rock stars going, we used to drive around in a van before, now we're super famous and now everyone's famous, and it's a puff piece, but it's good. It's not bad.
This guy Jeff Wildman wrote a little bit of a long one, but I like some of the points he hits here, so I'm going to go through this one. Right. I just recently finally started listening in audio form. I'm starting at the beginning, so I'm only way back at episode 6. You guys are amazing. I was excited to hear what you guys could bring and was hooked episode 1. Couple of things I'd like to say, but won't ramble too long. Sean, I've been a huge fan of HHG since discovering it on one of the Scream Factory Blu-rays, Village of the Damned, I think. And it's been like Christmas every time I see that feature on the back of a slipcover. I'm a huge fan of revisiting film locations, and you do it best, dude. Also, I was excited to hear your McDonald's Diet Coke story because I do the exact same thing. I love my daily Diet Coke run. I do it to the drive-through, buy 2, and fridge the second. And no place does Fountain DC better. Now, the funny thing, right? I have a second one in the fridge. I do the exact same thing. It was such a nice treat to hear that someone else shares my passion. Christopher, I've been a big fan of your work for a long time. Some I've known you for, others I am discovering while listening. I was floored to hear you played the groom. I'm a huge fan of Kill Bill, and for some reason all these years, I always liked that character. He just seemed like such a nice dude and great for Beatrix. Was it Beatrice? Beatrix?
Beatrix.
So sad he had to get murdered like that. Anyway, I can't wait. I can't wait to continue through your back catalog and look forward to catching up to the new episodes. They have made a perfect addition to my 2.5-hour daily commute. Thank you, gents.
Well, great. Thank you, man.
Welcome to the Thing with Two Heads family.
That's right. Thank you for continuing being here. It's sad that you had to get murdered that way.
Yeah, it's a bum that. Yeah,
you know, it's funny. I still get people that I know and have known for a long time will text me and go, I swear to God, it wasn't that long ago. Someone I knew texted me and said, "There's this guy in Kill Bill that looks exactly like you." And I'm like, "Are you fucking with me?" And they're like, "No, I had no idea." I'm like, "Really?" After all this time. But anyway.
Charlie Jeffrey James said, Sean, I love your existence, man.
Wow.
Your Horrors Hall grounds, your channel, and your collection is damn superior. You own the original Poltergeist clown, and I'm freaking the hell out. Poltergeist is a staple of the 80s and a huge part of my childhood. Intro to horror. It's crazy. There's not many collectibles available for this classic, and you've got the mother load, man. Stunner. Thank you.
Woo.
Appreciate you enjoying all the goodies. He also mentioned that they missed a golden opportunity not to bring the clown back in Poltergeist 2. And, you know, I agree with that. They could have done something with that in the second one.
Should have made it all about the clown.
Yeah, it should have just called Poltergeist 2, Revenge of the Clown.
Right, Polter Clown.
Why not?
Clown.
Oh, don't get all fucking Crispin Glover on me. Crispin Hellion Glover. Dude, I used to listen to that album all the time.
It's crazy, right?
Clown. Oh, it's so good.
That came out.
I got a signed copy.
Wow, that's cool.
I did, right here. I have it on vinyl, but then I have the CD signed.
Wow.
Get it, Mr. Farr? Anyway. See what a cigar will do? I used to quote that all the time. Matt Ray, I'm late to the game on this, but I always thought a sequel to The Fog would have been cool, similar to The Crow. The Fog would allow those who died as the result of the betrayal to come back and exact revenge for a price. Anyway, it was great to have you guys back and can't wait for the next one.
Thank you.
And that's where I suggested The Fog 2, 6 More Must Die. That's the title.
The Fog 2, foggier.
Way foggier.
Foghorn. Fog times 6.
Sean, what horror autograph would be your holy grail? That's a good question.
Are you an autograph? Oh, you are an autograph guy. Of course you are.
I would love.
But you like stuff signed. You're not. You don't just collect autographs. You like.
No, I mean,
stuff signed by people.
I mean, I would take like a piece of paper signed if it was like a Bela Lugosi or a Boris Karloff. Those are a couple. Sure. Those are a couple I would like to own.
Yeah,
a
cool.
Stanley Kubrick I'd love to own. Richard Marlowe says, I feel personally attacked by Christopher Nelson's comments about TVs mounted over fireplaces. I have 2 in my house. Love the show, guys.
That's really funny. I like that one.
Yeah.
I'm sorry about that, buddy, but hey, man, whatever gets you, whatever entertains you, float your boats. It's just not my thing.
Yeah.
Personally attacked.
Sequels that sucked. Somebody posted American Werewolf in Paris, The Howling 2, Scanners 2, Escape from LA, Rage Carrie 2. The Rage Carrie 2 is not bad. I mean, it's not a worthy sequel to the original Carrie, but actually the Rage Carrie 2 isn't that bad. Exorcist 2, totally agree.
Sequels that sucks easy. You could go all fucking day with that. Return
to Salem's Lot, The Hills Have Eyes 2, which is, half the movie is flat dog having a flashback.
Right. It's funny that you say that because that's the other thing going back to what have you watched? And I remembered I watched that. What's it called? Into Darkness 2?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Is that what it's called? Into Darkness?
Into the Darkness, the 80s like documentary.
Yeah. Yeah. I watched the second one.
Oh, there's a second one?
There's a second one.
Oh, yeah. And
it's not bad. It's not bad. It's the same vibe. They just revisit movies and talk to people about it. Some unqualified and some qualified, but it's not bad. It was interesting the choices they made of movies in the second one, and that was one of them. Hills Have Eyes 2 was one of the choices. I was like, why did you choose that? There's a lot of movies they covered that you're going, why? Of all the movies that came out in the 80s, why would you pick that one? There's a lot of that.
Because I think they're going to keep milking this as long as they can make money on it.
Probably, yeah.
So, got to throw in a couple turkeys like that. Bubba said, great show, fellas. The 80s kid in me still wants to see a sequel to Silver Bullet. I really don't understand why Halloween 3 Season of the Witch doesn't have at least one sequel. That storyline is so rich and fertile for so many different storylines to spin off of. Well, you would think that by now, with the resurgence of that film, that somebody would do something with that. But I mean, that would be that would be a fun series. Do something.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
That should completely be a series, an anthology series. Every episode's different, but based around Halloween, and call it Season of the Witch or something. Who knows? Maybe all you guys are, maybe that is being done. Maybe, Michael Myers is just a product of, maybe he's a robot.
Jacob Bassett said, I'd really like to see a sequel to Behind the Mask, The Rise of Leslie Vernon. I liked everything till the climax, and I know they planned to make a sequel at one point, but sadly it hasn't happened yet. That's an interesting concept. What if Loomis was just like Connell Cochran, and he created Myers? He killed the real Michael Myers, replaced him with the robot, and he's just been running around. Every time we see him, like, you think that, we could see, you could take the original Halloween and show the scenes you didn't see, where he actually meets up with Michael and fine tunes him, for maybe the gunshot.
So Loomis made him?
Yeah, Loomis made him.
Dr.
So he's just
Loomis
running
made
around.
a robot?
He's running around pretending to be chasing him, but he's actually just following him and tinkering him to make sure he keeps killing.
Pretending to chase him. He just does it for exposure.
And think about how great would these scenes be? Loomis like staring into a mirror in his hotel room. He's like, I shot him 6 times. Wait, no, I shot him 6 times. No, wait, hold on. Hey, I shot him 6 times. I shot him 6 times.
I shot him 6 times.
He's sitting there practicing, because he wants to be convincing.
No, I like the idea that Michael Myers is a Cochrane robot the whole time. He's been a robot the whole time.
Yeah, think about that. My greatest Halloween creation has been out there killing for years.
For years.
Boogeyman Ben. Boogeyman Ben, come around the bend. The Boogeyman Ben. Boogeyman Ben. He's back. It's been a while.
Hey.
Wow. This was absolutely wonderful. I have been a longtime fan of Patrick and Marcus. Oh, he's commenting on the Patrick and Marcus episode. Huge fan of the Collector franchise and was so looking forward to the third film. The information about the Collected was very disappointing. I cannot believe that happened. Well, you're welcome. We're glad to disappoint. I had always thought that the pandemic is what shut the production down. I hope the information shared here by the filmmakers helps rectify the situation. I'm a huge fan of The Neighbor, and I think it is really underrated. I met Josh Stewart at the con back in 2014. It was an honor. That guy is a terrific actor. I was happy to hear them rave about him. Thanks so much, as always, for this amazing podcast.
You got it, Ben.
You got it there, Ben, man.
Thanks, man.
Justin M. says we need a sequel to The Guest, The Dead Zone, or Blood Creek. Don't know Blood Creek.
Dead Zone.
Yeah, I hear they're doing a sequel to The Guest. You wouldn't want a Dead Zone sequel? You could bring Walken back now, and he could just be like, I suppressed it for all these years, but now I'm seeing the ice is going to break again. That could be the, trailer.
I didn't die.
How about that? Just like that could just be like close. Picture this. This is the whole trailer. He's sitting there, camera slowly panning on Christopher Walken. And he's like, the ice is gonna break again. Like that. Or no, he has to do it like this. Again. I don't know.
It didn't die. Dead Zone 2.
But I mean, there is the Dead Zone TV series.
Anthony Michael
star
Hall.
of Halloween Kills.
Halloween Kills.
And Sean Patrick Flannery.
I love the Dead Zone movie. I think it's a fantastic film. I still love it to this day. And it's one of those things you shouldn't touch, I think.
Okay. Matt Ray said, another great episode as always, gentlemen. When talking about sequels, I'd love to see a sequel to Trick or Treat. At the time when vinyl collecting has gone mainstream, the story could easily see a new character accidentally bring back Sammy Kerr. I'm down for that.
That Trick or Treat.
You need a new Sammy Kerr because he died shortly after filming.
More death, great.
Oh, he did. I mean, it's true. He died of AIDS. He was a solid gold dancer, by the way.
That's right. I remember that. That's right. Solid gold.
Great show.
I used to like that show.
Who did you like better as a host, Marilyn McCoo or Andy Gibb?
Andy Gibb.
Marilyn McCoo was better looking, but
Well, yeah, but Andy Gibb was this really stiff, he was terrible at it. That's what made it so great.
Fair enough. Don Harrison would like to see a sequel to They Live. Absinthe Maniac. It's funny because it's abs. It could go so many different ways. Abs in the Maniac or Absinthe the Maniac.
This is like, I'll take anal bum cover for 500.
Absinthe Maniac. When you read it, though, you see what I'm saying?
Abs the Maniac.
Absinthe Maniac.
He totally pulled the anal bum cover. That's awesome.
What a great episode. It's a shame Christopher got disappeared. Oh, yeah, because you disappeared during we started the interview. I personally thought it made the episode better. I'm just truly heartbreaking to hear about the love.
That's my friend right there, everybody. That's my buddy Sean.
See how you just cut me off? I didn't have to deal with that during the interview with him. Truly heartbreaking to hear about all the love and passion that's gone into Collector 3 that will probably never see the light of day. I hope Sean and Christopher are doing well. Lots of love from Australia. Michael.
Good on ya.
Melted 7 said that Maximum Overdrive deserved many sequels. Many sequels. He ain't even fucking around. He wants many sequels.
He just wants to see movies about trucks.
But you know what? I am going to give that to him because he gave us those cool masks. So
okay.
David Phillips, Marcus seems like such a nice guy. I love the Collector movies. Oh, I guess that's it. What, you didn't like Patrick? Patrick didn't seem like a nice guy? Patrick's a nice guy. Paul Hausenauer said, Hassenauer. Paul Hassenauer. I always fuck his name up. He put in quotes, everyone has a hammerhead. And he's laughing. Said, I totally agree about too many sequels. Originality is getting more scarce. They better not remake Jaws or Alien. Great interview. Love the show. He's commenting on your thing. Everything has a hammer. All the aliens or whatever have hammerheads.
Everything's got a hammerhead.
Everything's got a hammerhead.
Give it a hammerhead.
Kevin Crabtree. Sean, you did a great job this interview with these two fine gentlemen. Thank you. No interruptions. That helps.
Fuck you.
I've watched every Two Heads show since the beginning. You and Chris have great chemistry, amazing knowledge of the horror world, and I love watching every show. It's my favorite thing on YouTube. Back in 1994, I actually saw Donald Pleasance in London at Trafalgar Square walking with his wife, Trafalgar, which is, you know, Trafalgar Square, where David in American Werewolf in London is yelling the things about the Queen. I chickened out asking him for his autograph, but the really great thing was he was wearing a beige long overcoat just like in Halloween. I stood right beside him waiting to cross the street. Was it a COVID crosswalk? I wonder. And had the Halloween music playing in my head. It was awesome. Love watching your shows, and also the Horror Hounds best wishes from Sheffield, England, actually the same place where Donald grew up as a kid. Thank you, Kevin. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Kevin.
L66 Incubo said, thanks for the TV movie recommendations. Some movies that could have had noteworthy sequels: Brain Scan, Shocker, The Burning, Nightbreed, The Dead Zone. Everybody wants some Dead Zone, bro.
Watch the TV show then.
I'm telling you. It's funny, this is bringing up a memory from the first time I saw John Carpenter at a Fangoria convention in 94. And a fan said, hey, you ever going to do a sequel to The Thing? And he goes, you read the comic books. Do that. Well, yeah. So he was referring to the Dark Horse comic books.
Yeah.
He said to read those instead.
I love that.
Yeah.
He'll never do another movie in the snow, not unless it's got like a ridiculous amount. He told me that because we talked to him. This goes back to that movie I wrote that took place in the snow, and he wanted to direct it, but he was like, the only way I'll do a movie in the snow is if the budget is insane.
Joe Coe said, my other choices would be My Bloody Valentine. Either have it as a 7-part, 1 episode per week, 1 season series where the killings start right after Christmas and lead right up to Valentine's Day. He's really put some thought into this. Or have a sequel movie where the killer seems to be Axel Palmer because the killer is witnessed with one hand and his right hand, but the last kill reveals a twist where he seems the killer is killing with his left hand, which is the one Axel cut off. Yeah, I think you're thinking way too deep into that. RC Cola said, good stuff. I watched The Collector for the first time with some friends this past weekend after you guys recommended it. I think the last episode, and everybody loved it. Fun flick. Glad I saw it prior to this episode. Sucks that Chris went missing at the beginning of the interview, or does it? Looking forward to next time. Love you guys.
See, people missed me.
So why do you have a good connection now? Same room.
I don't know.
See, I think you just didn't want to be there. I think you're just like, oh.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. I would go that far.
Yeah.
You don't know me by now.
I'm telling you. Getting through these. Any thoughts on the ArcLight cinema closures? I love that chain. I hope the Cinerama Dome can be kept alive as a movie theater. There he is. Well, now we can talk about Chris. Have you noticed he looks like he's put on some weight? Is it just me? Yeah, I agree. Put your comments down below.
Fuck you.
Any thoughts on the ArcLight and the Cinedome and all that? I
don't think the Cinerama Dome's going to close. It's a historical fucking monument. I don't think they'll close that. Someone else will buy it and open it up. Tarantino would buy it and open it up before anything. I mean, it's not going to close. ArcLight, I could see switching over or closing down. I can't see Cinerama Dome. I don't think so. But I think it actually is an official historic site.
It is, but it doesn't mean it has to stay a theater. It could be a fucking Sephora next time you drive by.
Could be a museum. Could be a movie museum. That'd be awesome. but I don't think so. I think it'll stay there.
Michael Berry wants to know, have you guys seen The Toll? Watched it last night. Pretty good. Haven't even heard of The Toll.
Never heard of it.
So that's a negative. Bob Calderon said, hello, Sean and Christopher. You're right about remake movies. You're right. It's time to have new ideas. I think they do it so it is easy to make. And with toys being to go along with these movies is also the cause. Great show. Keep up the good work. Thank you.
See, NECA already put out an announcement that Halloween Kills Ultimate figure is coming soon.
Yeah.
I was like, oh.
Doug Roberts said, hi, Sean and Christopher. Love the show. Just wondering if you, either Christopher or yourself, have seen the documentary Demon House. And if so, what did you think of it? I think I started to watch it. Is that Zach Baggins thing about that house he bought that's supposed to be possessed or some bullshit? It just seems
Never
stupid.
even heard of it.
Yeah, it was. I don't believe in any of that shit, so it's hard for me to get into it. So, Bobby Hall said, one of my get off my lawns is when I'm in a parking lot and I park far away from everyone else and someone parks right next to me when there's a million spots available. It's like they're purposely trying to mess with you when they do that. Bastards. Yeah, that reminds me of it. It makes me uneasy when you walk into a bathroom and there's like 10 urinals and there's nobody in there, and then somebody walks in and walks up and pees right next to you.
Yeah.
It's like
that,
bro.
I get. The parking lot thing is whatever, who cares?
Yeah.
But yeah, that I get. Like you're in an airport and the thing's empty and you're standing there and some guy walks in and stands right next to you.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah. Speaking of get off my lawn, I bet the reason why Michael Myers was gone at the end of Halloween is because Mr. Doyle came home right then and shouted, "Get off my lawn."
See what he did there?
I see what he did there. He used that. And speaking of Halloween, Sean and Christopher, which version of the Halloween theme do you prefer? The original version that's heard in the film, or the one on the soundtrack that has the techno-sounding drum beat added to it? I prefer the original. It seems creepier when you don't have the urge to dance to it. I kind of prefer the Halloween 2 version for some reason.
I like that version too. I mean, I like the original ultimately, but part 2, there's something about the second one that I like a lot. I'll never forget when that kicked in. You don't know what death is, and then boom, that kicked in.
It's like a higher pitch too, and it's something about it. Yeah, I like that.
It's a little more cold and sterile and creepy in a weird way. Yeah,
agreed. Jason Hawk has some sequel suggestions: The Blob, Killer Clowns, Night of the Comet, The Burning, Night of the Creeps, Christine, Nightbreed. Yeah, those are all good.
The Dead Zone.
and everybody put in the comments this week what your thoughts are on the Dead Zone sequel. Let's see if we can get Chris on board to get that made.
Yeah, you go ahead and try that.
X Connor X said that cut to the feet was hilarious. He's that insert of the I think it was a big toe. It was, instead of a foot, it was 2 giant toes for feet. I don't know if you watched the episode. I did a funny cut. Let's see.
What was it in reference to?
Your ugly feet. Something I cut in this giant. They're just literally giant big toes as feet. Joe the Monster said, Sean and Chris, 80s Kiss or 90s Aerosmith? I'm going 80s Kiss.
Ooh. Yeah, 80s Kiss.
Also, Maybe They Live could be a good sequel. What?
90s Aerosmith. Oh.
Yeah, no. That was an easy one, and 80s Kiss isn't that good. Although Creatures of the Night and The Elder fall into the 80s Kiss category, so I got it.
That's true. Yeah, you got to go 80s.
Actually, so does Unmasked, because that was 1980.
Yeah.
Ian Whitlock said, hey guys, I'm really late to the party with your great podcast, but I've managed to listen to the first 12 episodes in a week. So I feel like I'm making a good start with them. Wow, 12 in a week. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
Really enjoy your views and banter on all things horror. And one film that I really enjoyed growing up was the original 1985 Fright Night, and wondered how you feel about it and if you have any items from it, Sean. I don't. Actually, I've been to Tom Holland's house, and he has all the good stuff. He has the big bat. He has the he has like 3 big I took pictures of all of them. He has I think that's the skeleton thing that's burning up at the end. He's got a bunch of stuff at his house.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I love Fright Night.
Yeah, Fright Night's awesome.
I love it.
Also, as I tend to listen to podcasts on the go, I was wondering if it's possible to still download the episodes, as I can't seem to find any of them past 12. Yeah, I've started putting them back up, so I'm working on it, my friend. Other than on YouTube, which I will carry on with them here if that's the only way to hear them. They're all going to be up there eventually. One last thing is that if either of you ever sees Steve Johnson out and about, can you ask him where my copy of Rubberhead Volume 2 is that I backed 3 years ago on Kickstarter, as I'm still waiting?
You and a bunch of other people, buddy.
All the best. I'm really looking forward to working my way through the rest of your episodes. All I can say is, yikes!
Yikes.
Brandon
Jinx.
Gregory. Zack Snyder's Justice League was phenomenal. Without a doubt, 1,000 times better than the theatrical cut. Though I will say that you have to be a DC comic book fan to truly enjoy it. I just don't care.
Okay.
I don't care about any of it. I haven't watched WandaVision, this fucking Falcon and the Snowman bullshit, whatever is going on. I don't care. I don't care.
Yeah, okay.
I will say the Loki series looks decent just because I like that character and I like him as an actor. I might watch that, but I don't care about any of this stuff. I just don't care about superhero stuff. There's too much of it now.
I agree. There's too much of it, and it's all the same. And I will say, I'm a Batman and a Superman guy. I like Batman, and I like Superman. The rest of them, I'm like, meh. And I love the Richard Donner Superman movie. It's
me too.
Near and dear to my heart. And I think
Superman 2.
Superman 2. I think it's what's missing in superhero movies, to be honest with you. I never get the feeling that there's a hero.
Yeah.
They're all just so... The biggest thing missing from superhero movies is they don't come off as heroes.
Mm-hmm.
They're all burdened. They're just so burdened with this being a hero, and they're so and they're sad, and they can't figure out what to do with this and their powers, and they're just so burdened. And none of them come across as heroes. That they're there for you to help the world. They're just always feel like they're put out all the time. And that's something that the Richard Donner Superman movie was so great at translating, was the hero that Superman was supposed to be. And, it was for good. And the color of it and the feeling of it. And you were on an adventure and you just felt good and empowered at the end of it. I don't get any of that with these movies. Does that make sense?
No, totally. I'm totally with you.
I can see that.
I'm totally with you, dude. I am. Bert Vetter said, "Hello, gentlemen of horror. Great episode again. I can understand why Chris doesn't like CGI because he, of course, is a practical effects kind of guy."
I never said that.
You clearly said that because he's commenting on it. The best is maybe a mix between the two. And Sean, here's a question. Have you seen Psycho Gorman yet? Haha. Personally, I really liked it and bought it on Blu-ray. I still haven't watched it. Now the topic. I'm a fan of the 1988 classic The Blob. Have a big crush on Shawnee Smith and always questioned why they did not do a sequel to that film. Greetings from the Netherlands and keep up the awesome content. Well, thank you, sir.
Wow. Thank you from the Netherlands. Thank you. That's awfully nice. I never said I hated CGI. I like CGI. I think it's great. Pardon me. I think it's great. And I think the combination of CGI and practical art is best. That's what I think.
Daniel Caruso. Good evening, guys. Congratulations on the 29 mark, which we're on 31 now. And thank you for these. Thank you for waving to my wife. We thought that was awesome. Marcus and Patrick, these guys are fantastic. The answers to the questions were really informative, and I learned a lot more about all the many projects they have done, and the cool ideas for the Feast franchise would be awesome. As far as sequels to be made, I'd love to see another adventure of Snake Plissken, a better one at least. I get where they were going with Escape from LA. It was what it was. and a good sequel to 82, The Thing. Carpenter's will always be my favorite. Thanks again, guys, and hope you guys are well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Dr. Wolfenstein said, my idea for a sequel to The Thing, McReady has been in prison all these years because they think he killed everyone. No one believes his story about what really happened. Then a new Arctic team finds Childs frozen at the old site. They thaw him out, and he's the Thing. They lose contact with the new Arctic team, so they get McReady out of jail to go back. Since he's the only one that's ever seen the Thing and survived, Kurt Russell could star. Well, I like it.
That's a very Aliens / Escape from New York-y kind of vibe.
I would watch it.
Yeah.
Mike Johnson, the runner, said, fellas, thanks for bringing it. My wish list of sequels never happened. Night of the Creeps, My Bloody Valentine, Near Dark, Summer School. Christopher can't agree more that new stories need to be told. Remakes from the 70s to 90s are not new movies. Sean, I'm with you. A bunch of superheroes running around is like eating a Valium sandwich and a sloppy yawn. Another possible topic, how about movies that have yet to seen a Blu-ray release? My favorite would be Breakdown from 1997. I think this film is criminally underrated. Outstanding performances by Kurt Russell, Kathleen Quinlan, and the late J.T. Walsh. Sean, do you know why this hasn't been released? I thought Shout Factory would have jumped on that one. Thanks for another great episode. Be well, everyone. I don't know why Breakdown has never come out on Blu-ray. With a lot of these movies, sometimes these studios change hands and people don't know who actually have the rights, and you're trying to find the people that own the rights. And sometimes the only way to find out who actually owns the rights is to put it out and see if somebody sues you for it. I mean, seriously. I know that's been a big issue with Fright Night too, is they just can't.
And also too, I mean, it's a demand thing. I mean, I don't know if they think that there's a big enough demand to do that for a movie like Breakdown.
Breakdown. Go ahead and put it on Blu-ray.
Give it to me.
Yeah. Maybe not. I don't know. I mean, it's a good cast. I mean,
yeah,
it's not like we're talking about Troll 2, that got a Blu-ray release, but Breakdown doesn't get one. Come on. Matt Lucas said, another great episode, guys. Not sure if you guys can answer this question or not. Totally understand if you can't, but was wondering what happened with the Walker Stalker cons. Being from New Hampshire, I used to attend them in Boston. Then all of a sudden they stopped happening. Chris, would you like to tackle that one?
Walker Stalker cons? I don't fucking know. How would I know? You're the convention guy. You answer.
Okay. Well, I know the Boston one stopped because it just wasn't profitable. It wasn't doing well. But then the reason all of them stopped ultimately is because the guy got himself in some serious trouble financially and ultimately screwed a lot of people out of money, including me and a lot of my clients. So a lot of money. So word is he sold the name to someone else. I don't know why anybody would buy it after its reputation was totally tarnished, but whatever. Also, I just recently watched the 1990 remake of Night of the Living Dead and was wondering what your thoughts were on that movie. Like, dislike, I enjoyed it quite a bit. And one more thing, please try to get Kane Hodder on your show. He is amazing and has so many great stories. I like the Night of the Living Dead remake. I mean, it's a different take. It's I find it entertaining though, and the makeups are good. What do you think?
I agree. I like it. I mean, not as much as I love the original, of course.
Of course not.
But as a movie, I liked it. I thought Tom did a great job. I think there's a lot of stuff that got cut out, or there's a cut of it I would have liked to have seen that Tom wanted it to be. I would like to see that cut.
Yeah.
I wish it existed, or maybe it will someday. But I thought the makeups were great. Optic Nerve did a fantastic job. I thought the gags were cool. I liked it. I liked it a lot.
Tony Todd was great. Patricia Tallman was great.
It gave you it did, like so few zombie movies do, it did give you that feeling of overall doom, that the world was doomed. And that's something that you don't get really from a lot of those movies. So I thought it was fun. It's definitely, that was a 90s movie, although it felt like an 80s movie in a way.
Oh, it was 1990, so it's right on the cusp.
Yeah. But I like that movie a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I think other than the original trilogy, it's better than anything George did after, like
Yeah,
better
absolutely.
than Land of
Yeah.
the Dead. It's better than Survival, Diary,
Yeah.
you know. Sawyer Smoke said, I would have loved to have seen a sequel to The Burning. Always thought Cropsey would have worked great for a franchise. Agree. Kevin Crabtree also agrees. Burning was what Friday the 13th series should have been. Scary. It's very underrated. Great film, great score, great story. A much scarier slasher than any of the other 80s ones except H2.
That's
410
bold.
Goodfella said, not a sequel, but I'd love to see a prequel in theory of Quint on the Indianapolis. I think with the right crew, it could be great. That's a terrifying story. I mean, imagine if
Yeah.
that was
Yeah. Yeah.
one movie that horror fans always mentions, My Bloody Valentine 81. I don't think there was enough there for a sequel, even if they brought the actual Harry Warden back. It's a small town and the story would be centered around Valentine's Day. Once was enough for me. I don't know. I think you could have done something with My Bloody Valentine. I'd like to have seen a sequel.
Well, we're waiting. Ted Knight.
I know Caddyshack. I know the reference.
That guy was awesome. That guy was awesome.
How about a Fresca? Dude, he is so good in that movie. That is one.
You want to be good, Danny? Good.
Great.
Good. Great. I love him. He's so great.
And Dangerfield and
don't you people have homes?
Yeah. Dance of the Living Dead. Never seen dead people smoke before.
I think I might watch that tonight. I love Caddyshack so much.
Oh, look at this hat. This terrible hat. You buy a hat like this, you get a bowl of soup with it.
A free bowl of soup.
Looks good on you, though.
Hey. When your ship comes in, it's easy to grin. You think you've got the stock market beat, but a man who's worthwhile is a man who can smile if his shorts aren't too tight in the seat.
Do you do drugs, Danny? That's good.
Every day.
I think Special Ed wants to know.
Inappropriate name.
Nightbreed is a sequel that never got that I always thought we deserved. Question for you guys. Where are you both on Adam Rifkin's Detroit Rock City? Huge fan of it as a teen, but I haven't revisited quite some time. Just curious what you guys think of the film since you're both huge Kiss fans. I really, really disliked it.
I didn't like it either. I don't know why. In theory, I should have. I think if it was directed by Richard Linklater, or was it?
Boom. No, Adam Rifkin.
It wasn't.
No.
That's right. No offense against Adam, but if Richard Linklater did it and it was a little more like Dazed and Confused, which I think it was supposed to be kind of like that maybe, or something.
It was not at all.
I was disappointed in it.
Yeah, I wanted, excuse me, I was so psyched for it because Dazed and Confused is one of my favorite movies. It's supposed to be a 70s movie. It's about my favorite band of all time. I'm gonna relate to this. And one thing I hate is when movies, when they're supposed to be doing a period piece like that, 70s or 80s, and it looks forced and it looks like that 70s show where they're just kind of throwing in props that look 70s-ish. And I mean, you watch Dazed and Confused and even Everybody Wants Some, which was like the spiritual sequel that's supposed to be 80s. Those movies look like they were filmed in those time periods. The attention to detail was,
Well, it's also the vibe of it too. It's shot in kind of that vibe, and and very well casted. Like I never got the sense in that movie that those kids really loved Kiss.
No. Daniel Barr said, maybe a stretch, but I thought 8mm with Nicolas Cage could have had a crazy sequel.
I like that movie.
Yeah, if Machine would have survived the fight at the end and sought revenge against Nick's character, Tom Wells, and his family and anyone who got in the way, there's a part 2, but it's lame, LOL, except all the hot chicks. There is a part 2 to 8mm?
Yeah, I think there is.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I like 8mm a lot. I thought that movie was very underrated and really good and kind of disturbing. It was great.
But it is pretty darn disappointing when you get to when they take the mask off and it's that dude. You want something more than that guy. You know what I mean?
Maybe I wasn't disappointed. I thought it was perfectly appropriate. It's like that. I think it made it scarier that it could be your next door neighbor, you know.
Kelsey Solom said, "Ouchie, you called me Casey Solom. After all this time, get off my lawn moment. People heavily tailgating while you're doing the speed limit in a no passing zone. Also, bicyclists on the road. That one kills me. For oncoming traffic moving into my lane head on because of bicyclists in the street and not on the sidewalk. My big pet peeve with the driving thing is people that fight their way over into the fast lane and then drive slower than everybody else.
Right.
Somebody that's like fighting to get over and gets in front of you, then goes slow when they're shifting over to what's supposed to be.
I'm going to do an impression based on that. What you just described, I'm going to do an impression of me when that happens. Really? You got in my lane to go slower? You got in my lane in front of me to go slower. That's what you did? That's me in the car.
That's exactly what I do. Happened to me yesterday.
Really?
So what's your favorite scene in that thing you do?
Oh, there's so many good ones. I love that movie so much. My favorite scene, well, any shot of Liv Tyler kind of jiggling to the band is always, I just like when she shimmies. I like her little shimmying.
I was so in love with her.
Oh God, when she shimmies in that movie, it's great. I think, one of my favorite parts is when they're playing at the talent show and he starts playing it too fast and they create that song based on him, playing it too fast. That's a great thing.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, I like to see when they appear on the Ed Sullivan-esque TV show. It's a good one. I have a lot.
I quit. That's what you're going to do. One day he's going to do that on the show. Hey, Sean.
I'm so going to do it.
I quit.
I quit. It's
something snappy, something peppy. All right.
Something peppy. Yeah.
Todd Favor. Your favorite scene. Sorry.
I got a lot of them. I love them all. But yeah, those are. I also like when I love the idea. Again, watch the director's cut of it. There's a director's cut of it that's just great, and it drags out it rounds out a lot of the stuff. But I liked it when they became members of the Playtone Galaxy, and they're talking to all the other people that are on tour, and you could tell that they're so bored with singing that one song over and over for years, and how they had every kind of category of singer at that time. They had like the crooner guy, and they had the Connie Francis type of character, and they had, I really enjoyed that. I think it's really well done film. So sorry.
Mike Lighton said, just want to say, guys, loving the show, and I know now the world is getting back to normal. We will get less of the show, but just wanted to say thanks for the content. And Sean, a few episodes back, you mentioned your love for Phantasm 2. I had not seen it since I was a kid, and I remember thinking it wasn't very good. And I spent this afternoon watching it, and it has to be one of the worst movies ever with the worst acting I've ever seen. Is it a joke? I don't understand on why it is so crap, or is Don Coscarelli really that bad of a director? Hey now. I like Phantasm too. Hey now.
I do too. I actually like it better than Phantasm.
There's things I like, but yes and no. I think I like Phantasm more, but there is a thing about Reggie Bannister's acting in that movie that you could say he's not good, or you could just say he's genius. I'm going with genius.
I agree with you 100%. It's that border where you're going, is he doing this on purpose, or is he, because it's so stereotypical, kind of a parody on machismo and those characters in those type of movies. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It gets hard on the road, man.
I like that movie.
I love him. Phantasm 1 when that big bug attacks him. What the hell is going on? or my all-time favorite Reggie line is when he sits down and they do the song, right. And they're playing,
yeah.
and they stop, and he goes, "We're hot as love,"
Oh, Jesus.
I mean, it's just
it's so douche chilly.
I love Reggie. I literally love Reggie. Yeah. I mean, as a person, as an actor,
and as a lover,
and as 50 Ways to Leave Your Lover. Todd Favor said, "Hey, Sean and Christopher, do you guys like Oreo brownies or an Oreo brownie sundae? I think they are delicious." I say, yes, sir. That's all I have is yes.
I've never had either of those, but they sound delish.
Yeah, I want all of it.
And I would like to put it in my mouth. I would like to have to go there.
Well, Chris is putting that in his mouth. Let's see. Danny Rolling Ghostface said a sequel to the 2014 remake of RoboCop, because that film is what RoboCop should look and move like and get around in. Don't get it twisted, though. I like the original as well as the Ford Taurus she drove, but in the sequel, it would be cool to see RoboCop versus the cartel, and the cartel's own version of a robot, and where they kidnap his female partner and turn her into a mind-controlled cyborg that's still alive. Just saying.
Oh.
Okay. You and the My Bloody Valentine sequel guys should get together and write something. That's all I got to say.
Write a script then, man.
I want you guys to write a script where RoboCop becomes a minor, and they do, or they make fucking Axel.
You mean like a minor? No. You mean like a young RoboCop?
No. Yeah, okay, there you go. But because he gets his hand cut off, and they could make him into the RoboCop version of the minor. I don't know. Think about it, guys. You guys get together and talk.
Here's what I'm gonna say: all you people out there that want sequels to this stuff and you want to see stories expanded, sit down at a computer, get Final Draft, and write the damn script and go sell it. So boom.
Kaiser Soze said, "You guys know Canadian director David Okamba? Nightlife 1989 with Scott Grimes. Never heard of either. I know who Scott Grimes is, but I don't know the movie or the director. You?"
No, I don't.
It's All for You, Demon.
Oh, yeah? Yeah.
The ultimate film that never got a sequel, good or bad, Kiss meets the Phantom of the Park. I agree. Come on, how cool would 82 sequel be? Abner escapes a mental institution, creates a new army of robots that are Motley Crue to take out his revenge on Kiss. The Creatures of the Night versus the Children of the Beast. Boom. He's joking. Boom. Of course, he said, haha. Granted, I know this isn't a horror movie, but it's my best shot. I wrote a comic book script for this years ago. Silly nerd fun. Great episode, guys. Hope you are having a wonderful spring. Take care. I agree, bro. I'm all in on this one.
I am too. I'm in.
Our Worcestershire. Get off my lawn. People parking their cars at the gas pumps and then walking into the station. Now, do you mean if they just park at the gas pumps to go into to buy something in the store
and not get gas?
And not get gas? I've been guilty of that when there's no parking spots. I will say that.
Well, that makes sense.
Hungry Wives. Hungry Wives said, "I feel like all the comments below me explain why Hollywood doesn't make more original content. I'm really half kidding here. I know Sean and Christopher requested our suggestions, but it really does show that people want sequels. People want to keep revisiting their favorite properties in hopes of making them better, which almost never happens, or simply want to know what happens next. I guess I'm just in the minority that feels like Hollywood has never been particularly original. They've been doing remakes and adaptations since the silent era. It's just that history tends to forget them in favor of original content. I mean, do you realize how many times they've remade Brewster's Millions or The Cat and the Canary or The Front Page? Every generation feels their original voices are being snuffed out by corporate regurgitation. We just become more aware of it when we get older and lose interest in the current trends. but there are still an abundance of filmmakers out there with unique visions who are getting their stories told and will be remembered 30 years from now when people our age are reflecting back on this time and saying, I sure wish they'd make them like they did in 2021. This is my way of saying, Madman, I want a sequel to Madman. And
that's a great way to end that.
And I think that is a great way to end the episode. I'm just gonna crack one of these open right now.
Are you?
No, I'm gonna be a good boy and wait and have them. Maybe we'll do an episode just wherever we're hanging out. You know?
Yeah, we could do that.
We'll crack open a couple cold ones on a pier.
We could do that. I'm down for that. I'm so down for that.
I'll go get one of those cheesy styrofoam coolers, and
that's a good idea.
We'll put our cold ones in there, and then we get arrested for drinking and like
exactly. At a state park. Yeah, that would be not good.
But no, that could be fun.
I'm looking forward to Halloween coming up in October. I'm looking forward. Please, you guys, watch out for Fear Street. I'm going to plug my own shit. Fear Street coming in June on Netflix. I think you guys will dig it. It's going to be fun. Underground Railroad. I'm just plugging all my shit that's going to finally start coming out. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 movies coming out this year. I'm excited.
Wow.
I've already got shit lined up to shoot for the rest of the year and all into next year. I'm excited. A lot of really cool projects coming my way that I hope all go through. And if they do, it's going to be good. So stick with us. We'll be back. We'll do more shows. We're going to, and you're going to get a treat because like Sean said, he's going to come and visit here to Atlanta and we're going to have some fun and you guys will dig it. So woohoo. That's all I got.
Yep, it's gonna be fun. I'm excited.
Indeed.
I get to see you. I'm gonna do some movie location stuff. I'm gonna see some of the Walking Dead peeps while I'm there. Then driving up to Florida, seeing my mom and my grandma, my grandpa, my aunt, and my 2 uncles. So that'll be fun. Then doing Pensacon if you guys are out in the Pensacola area the weekend of the 22nd of May. I'll be hanging out with Mr. James Ajax Remar and Zach Galligan from Gremlins. So come out and say hi. Wow, I haven't seen Nay and she's been gone for like a month. She comes back literally like right when I'm leaving for Atlanta. We don't see each other. So
that's terrible.
Absence makes the heart grow fonder.
This is true. True.
And clearly she missed me because she FaceTimed right in the middle of our show.
Call her back. Better call her back.
Maybe. See? Anyway, guys, thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching. Be kind to each other, you guys.
Yep. And punch a stranger.
Okay, good night, everybody. They won't. Well, everyone's been Really? Really? I can't get my thoughts out.